and that's exactly the way we are headed, right? To
Yeah,
understand that life is symbiotic, and
it is. It's
there is this balance.
Yeah, and doesn't matter how much we try to pull out of balance, there is something called as homeostasis, which is life's inability to come to balance when you bring the imbalance. So we cannot ever be in disservice to life. So doesn't matter how much I try to do that. Life knows, the universe knows, Earth knows how to bring the balance. So it's like this, when there is excessive heat, the clouds will form. When there is excessive thunder, the next polarity will be formed. So at no point in time can we be in disservice to life. Even if we try, we'll be punished for that.
So whatever is happening, there is a an actual counterbalance that's happening. So
Yeah,
if we think there is great good, there will, and you're kind of getting overwhelmed with it, there will be something to counterbalance it. If you're,
exactly.
so if there is a lot of unhappiness happening, there will be something to, so
True.
you so
So
nothing.
they say, right? Uh, Winter will follow summer. Doesn't matter what it takes, doesn't matter how long it takes. For 6,500 years of recorded history, you have seen that the winter has followed after summer. Doesn't matter how long the summer is, doesn't matter how harsh the summer is, winter will come. And when winter comes, you know that summer is coming. So it has to come. We cannot be in disservice to life. We cannot be. And that is where Dick says, get your faith back, you will get your fight back.
I love
uh,
that. I'm going to
get your
write these lines down. Get your faith back. You will
get your
get your
faith
fight
back, you'll get your
back.
fight back. Now we lose our faith and therefore we struggle. We don't need to struggle. uh, even that lobster that comes out of its shell, even that little worm that comes out of its cocoon to become the butterfly, there is a fight, and that fight is in faith, because
Wow.
that's why the worm becomes the butterfly. That's where the lobster is able to disown its existing shell, wait for the predators to come, and yet survive that period, and then form that new shell and grow itself. Vulnerability is strength in so many ways. We just need to recognize that.
So you're saying, instead of fearing this vulnerability, fearing the fact that we may not have the shell,
Yeah,
it's just go ahead, because you don't know what's in
yeah,
store when you move out. You
yeah.
don't know. And wow.
If you take this graph of x-axis and y-axis, okay, and if your x-axis is your past, and if your y-axis is your future, as long as you are in your past, you're not creating a new future. For
True.
you to create the new future, you have to get out. That's the paradigm. And the moment you try to come out of your paradigm, your body fights, the environment fights, the people around you fights. They all fight you because they're so used to seeing you in the old paradigm. And we must therefore challenge ourselves and break free from the old paradigm, from the old shell, from the old beliefs, from the old veils, from the old misconceptions, and all of that. And that's how you get your faith back.
And your fight back.
And then your fight comes back.
But Anil, I wanna ask you. So we're talking about making sure that there's this understanding that there is this balance in life, and get your faith back. That if you're going through winter, that summer will come. That
Yeah,
is the way that it's
life
cyclic.
is.
And
Yeah,
yes, but also, right now, with a lot of people going through the confusions, and with a lot of people going through not knowing what is going to come up next, or when is this time going to change, and when will the summer come, or when
yeah.
will that spring come, because you know these are actual questions that people are asking. So how do you approach this? How do you create a mental makeup to approach this?
I would say these are euphoric times, pandemic times. These are terms we've not even used in our lifetime. But not that this hasn't happened in the past, and also not that this will not happen again. We will live to see one more pandemic. We will live to see one more euphoria in our lifetime, because we've pushed our earth too far and too fast. We've consumed the last animal and the last forests we've taken up. We've taken capitalism to the most selfish and to the most greedy part. So the winter is harsh now. We are seeing things we've never seen: the political drama, the human insecurity, greed, all at its peak. Instead of fighting this, I think it's time to step back a little and see, what can I do with my life, with my family, with my career, with my business, with my relations. When winter is very high, you don't want to fight it, but you want to bond with your family and find out what opportunities can you create when the sun comes up again. So this is the time to go back into your drawing room and to draw a new plan. This is the time to go back into your vision room, to close your eyes and to dream more, holding the very hands of your family. Bond here, learn here, upgrade
Wow.
here, because when the sun comes, that's the time you need to recharge, right? This is the night. You don't fight in the night.
Yeah.
You refill yourself. That was Mahabharata's story. Fight the entire day and come back home during the night, so that you meet these people, your family, and maybe you can tell them another goodbye tomorrow. So the night is this winter, which is this euphoric times. It's a good time to stay back and upgrade, to bond well.
And I love the fact that you said go into the drawing room and
Yeah,
draw a new plan for the future. Maybe that is the space for the family to come together and literally
yeah,
draw a new future together. What are
yeah,
your plans? Instead of using your mental makeup and your awareness and your mind's eye right now to worry, you can actually
yeah,
sit back, roll back, pull back all your awareness resources and draw your new
yeah.
plan for the future. Wow.
So and this is where value comes in. Value. Now, I remember, when Sage Valmiki wrote his Ramayana, and when he showed it to everybody, everybody was very impressed, but Narad Muni was not. And Narad Muni said that, there's somebody who's written a Ramayana better than yours. And now Valmiki gets a little inferiority complex over there. And he says, who? And they say, Hanuman. So he says, I want to go and see Hanuman's Ramayana. So he goes and asks Hanuman, show me your Ramayana. Hanuman shows him the Ramayana, and Valmiki is shocked because his Ramayana is so good. And Valmiki is saying, "Tumhara Ramayana padne ke baad Valmiki ka Ramayana koi nahi padega."
Right.
And Hanuman said, "ठीक है." Then he tore his Ramayana and he swallowed it, crushed it, and swallowed it. Valmiki is even more shocked, saying that इतना सुंदर रामायण तूने destroy कर दिया. Now Hanuman says, हनुमान को हनुमान का रामायण का जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन वाल्मीकि को वाल्मीकि का रामायण का जरूरत है. Hanuman says, I wrote my Ramayana because I wanted to remember Ram. You wrote Ramayana because you wanted the world to remember you through your Ramayana. So value is important. So when adversities come, when you're connected to your value, you know what's the next step you take. You know what to keep, what to drop.
Wow. Wow. So are you holding? I think that is brilliant. So stop right now wherever you're at and decide. At least you're going to sit at your drawing table and decide what to
Yeah.
pick and what to drop.
Yeah.
Decide for yourself right
Whom
now.
to have in your team, whom to say goodbye. What are the weights that you've been carrying, and for how long do you want to carry it? Yeah. And for whom
Wow.
is all this? And for
Yeah.
what's the purpose? That value proposition is so important. And from that value, Keisha, what happens, stress that we have is because we somehow in life are negotiating our non-negotiables. So if I know that these are my non-negotiables, which I cannot negotiate in my life, be it a relation, be it career, be it friendship, anywhere, the stress comes in, load comes in when I am negotiating my non-negotiables. Stretch comes in when I am not negotiating my non-negotiables. So how do you know you can leap? when you stretch? How do you know you cannot leap? When you stress. The very difference between becoming more and minimizing self, the very difference in these two is to know, have you negotiated your non-negotiable values?
So give us an example of what would our non-negotiables be, because then those are our borders, those are our boundaries, those are
Yeah.
the things we're going to hold on to, and and we can maybe stretch ourselves a little, but when we go ahead and we are playing around with it and allowing other people to walk over our
Yeah.
non-negotiables, that
Yeah.
is when we're losing sense of self. So what would our non-negotiables be?
So when I was counseling a little girl, when I say little, she was, I think, 2024 at that time. When I was counseling her, she comes and tells me how she liked this guy, but still she didn't want to be with him. And to my curiosity, I was like, you like him, but what, you don't want to be with him. Why? Because he's getting extra physical with her at a point in time when she wants to build an emotional bond. So for her, the way to physical was through emotions. But for him, it was something else. See, two people, it's not that this is right or that is wrong, but it's to understand what is right for them and to approach them through their allowance, to approach them through their pathways.
Beautiful.
Otherwise, you're not finding out what's that space in between.
Amazing. So, can non negotiables also include things like, I always want to be on time and I don't
Yeah,
want,
yeah,
so, and
yeah,
I don't, so like right now, time is one of those structures that a lot of people have thrown out of the window. People are getting up at
yeah,
any time during the day, sleeping at any time in the night, thinking that
yeah,
for some people it's seeming like a holiday or
yeah,
a very relaxed frame of life, and which is
yeah,
why, you know, and then you're feeling stressed because you've gotten up at 10 o'clock, but you're somebody who normally gets up at 6. So you
yeah.
are kind of playing around with your own non-negotiable, which was something that you held on to. So
Yeah. and and different people will have different non-negotiables in different contexts. So for example, maybe with you, Keisha, I may say, okay, she's my friend, so she can be late and it doesn't bother me. But maybe for somebody else, time is a non-negotiable in a different context. The sooner we are aware of our boundaries, we know who's stretching us or who's stressing us. So then we can stand on the edge of the boundaries and see more and see whether we can become more.
wow. A lot of times, and I'm sharing this with everybody who's listening in, a lot of times we listen in and we nod and it makes sense. Well, if it's making sense, I want you to go ahead and say hi to Anil Thomas, who is a master NLP trainer, somebody who's making sure that NLP, neuro linguistic programming, goes all across the world, and he's sharing it with us this evening in this gentle and approachable manner. So if you've got your questions, go ahead and put them in the chat column. He's going to make sure that he answers them. We've got somebody who's into understanding the human mind, and he's going to help us kind of redirection ours, or at least settle ours a little bit, understand ours a little bit more. So if you've got your boundaries, that's the question. If you have not given thought to your boundaries, go ahead and write it right now in the chat column. And one of your boundaries, anything, or one of your non-negotiables, anything, something that's truly important to you, and you're not going to go ahead and toss it out of the door. You're going to hold
Yeah.
on to it.
And to know that this is with some people, it's not with everybody. Like, I know that I would let her do this, but I will not let her do that. Or sometimes I'll say, I let her do this in a restaurant, but I will not let her do that in the metro. We have boundaries which are flexible, but it's also environmental. The confusion comes, or the fight comes, when somebody is saying that, but we did it there, why can't we do it here? And you can't explain certain things because they are your boundaries and they are your non-negotiables. They are your values. They are your definitions. They also become your identities sometime.
So this
And
is a good time. This is a good time to go ahead and open conversation with family members.
it
And
is, it is. Because if you're not going to have these very conversations with people who have invested the most in you, They are your investors. You cannot be false with them. You cannot be fake with them. You cannot put up a mask in front of them. They are your very investors, the angels, the first investors. If ever you need to be honest with somebody, it's them.
And I know there was something that you were saying about these investors, your core network, around you being counselors. Now, can you tell us a little bit about that, or you being a counselor to them? Because that really struck a chord with me.
Yeah, in fact, back in the day, being a counselor, being a therapist, being a coach was a special skill. But I think in today's world, that's a requisite to continue your survival on earth. I think we all need to be coaches in some way or the other to our families, because we've got children, we've got parents. And instead of getting into judgment and suggestive counseling, we need to be patient. We need to listen to them. We need to take them to a spot where they belong. At work, people come to us with problem as to why it cannot happen, why they cannot do, why somebody else messed up. The higher you go in life, it's not the technical skills that you need, but what you need is people skills. And one of the most important people skill is counseling them, is coaching them, is taking them to a space where they, A, feel safe, B, feels not negotiated. So coaching is not a special skill anymore. We all need to have it with us going ahead in life. It's a requisite now going ahead. When we were in probably in fifth standard, typing was a special skill. But आज के तारीख में typing कोई सिखाता नहीं है. It's a skill that you need to have. Computer graphics and editing and photo editing used to be a special skill, but today we all have to have it. This video editing right now, what we are doing, light, 3-point light, mic setting, ये सब आज से 3 साल पहले एक special skill हुआ करता था. Today it's a requisite. Going ahead, coaching is going to be a requisite if you need to survive this age, because our children will need it.
And we are being the example, right? So we are being the example of the listeners they will be. We are being the example of the of the non-negotiables. We are being the guides. So
in my journey, I've realized that everything that I am is because I've taken it from my teachers. So in NLP, we say we are standing on the shoulders of giants. Now, as much as we are standing on the shoulders of giants, there comes a time in our lives when we need to realize that as much as we are standing on the shoulders of giants, we will soon be ancestors to the future generation. There's a subtle transition. And if we don't consciously step into that, we'll be outdated, we'll be redundant, we lose the opportunity to inspire. And therefore to understand what are the special skills we need.
You are giving us so much of inspiration right now. We are standing on the shoulders of giants. And right now, Anil Thomas, we are standing on your shoulders. You're giving us.
No. I think all of us, you, me, everybody who's listening, who's not listening, we are all drawing from this universe at the same time, from wherever we have resources. And as much as we draw, we must be honest to that source. And we should pledge that we'll make ourselves worthy and not to be in disservice and to continue to give.
So, Ivana, thank you so much. A big thumbs up to you as well. This is Mind Your Health, Staying Well with RJ Keisha. This is the Weekend Live. We happen every single Saturday and Sunday in the evening, 7 p.m. And we get you world-class minds to share with you. And today, Anil Thomas is making sure that we kind of restructure our mind. One of the things that he's definitely given us is today, write down your non-negotiables, things that are important to you. Sit down with your family, your investors, and get to the drawing table. Make sure that you are being aware that you are being a counselor. And guess what? We're also being counseled, because if you've got any questions, things that you've come across with family members, and you've not been able to handle it in a way that was satisfactory to you, you felt that somebody should be there to help you answer that, ask Anil Thomas right now. He's going to answer that question for you. Any questions, any doubts that you have? How do I move forward? How, if this time happens for a longer time, we are cooped up at home, how do you handle the situation? Well, Anil, I'm going to throw this question at you. We are cooped up at home, same space and different mental setups. Same space for profession, same space for wife, same space for mother, same space for child going to school, same space for everything, for everybody who's not able to kind of grapple with that. I know we've been in the same space for a couple of months now, but that doesn't mean that this grappling is getting any easy. Give us tools.
I think the moment we are comfortable with ourselves, with our sensuality, with our existence, with our definition, the moment I'm comfortable by being myself, I don't mean being alone. The moment I'm comfortable being myself, I'm able to accommodate people as themselves. The fight is that I want to change somebody, I want to fix somebody, I want to correct somebody. That's because I'm not okay with my own sensuality and my own existence. So to understand what's happening up here and what's happening not only in the cognition, but also in the somatic mind, what are the needs that are unmet? What are the issues that are unfinished? Who are the people with whom I have stories that I have not completed? And to one by one, to complete them. If I don't deal with them myself, then I'm going to meet the same demon in another person in the other level of life. So I cannot run away. If I don't deal with them here, I cannot run away because I'm going to definitely meet that in somebody at some other level. It's a good time to deal with self. And once I do that, and how do I do this? I could do it by taking up a hobby, by listening to music, by meditating, by reading a book. There are by talking to a counselor, by dancing my way out, by just standing up and looking at the sky, to do everything that fulfills the psyche. Yeah, to understand that it's my soul that needs to be fulfilled. And take any ritual. A prayer is a ritual, a dance is a ritual, a walk is a ritual. The rituals don't matter as long as you have a ritual for your own self. Some people say every morning when I get up, I need to do A, B, C, D, otherwise I feel bad. It's a ritual for them. Do more of things that puts you back in shape. And that's how you become okay with yourself, with your existence, with your sensuality, with yourself.
I want to sit back and breathe that one in, because, you know, what is it that really, really kind of nourishes me and fills me?
Yeah.
For me, it's movement and it's music.
Yeah.
What is it for you, Anil?
Music is one big thing, and there are these few people in my life who are very important to me. So just to be with them sometimes, maybe just to have a dinner, no agenda, nothing to talk, but just to be with them when I'm having my food, just to know that they're around. You know, sometimes I call a friend and say, "Chal na, aaj drive pe jate hain." There's no restaurants now, so we may just drive through Bandra and come back, pick up something from the Bombay Salad Company or something, and just come back home. You know. But that may be a 20-minute activity, but sometimes that's sufficient for the next 3 weeks.
Wow.
Do more what makes us more. Because I remember this, I don't know from where, says it's not what you accumulate, it's who you become that makes you more. So it's not what you accumulate that makes you more, it's who you become that makes you more. So who are you becoming? Are you in an environment where there is a lot of criticism? Then you're being one. Are you in an environment where there's a lot of gratitude? Then you're becoming one. So beware of what are you becoming in that atmosphere. उस माहौल में तुम बन क्या रहे हो? क्योंकि जो तुम बनते हो, उसी को तुम आकर्षित करते हो. Like attracts like. You become a magnet of that. Then then you're wondering, why does all the bad things happen to me? Step back and ask yourself, have you become the magnet to that? How have you attracted this? And what are you not in allowance with?
So what are you being the magnet for? And you become the magnet by what you nourish yourself with.
Yes.
Wow.
True that.
Wow.
True that. That's modeling in NLP in many ways, right? So imagine I'm with 5 people who always sees fault in everything, and I'm with them morning, evening, afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, January, February, March. What happens to me in April? Tell me. I become like one of them.
Yeah.
That's what Robert Kiyosaki says, right? My net worth is equal to my network. So based on my network, I become the sum total average of one of them. So who am I with? What are the books I'm reading? What are the songs I'm listening? I become like one of them. I think there was a singer, or was it George Carlin, who says, if you want to know what the future will become, listen to the songs the current generation is listening. I don't know who said this, but I think he said, if you want to know what the future is going to be, listen to the songs the youngsters are listening. So that's what is shaping.
Wow.
Whatever you're listening, you're becoming. Yeah, and imagine the mass listening to that. We are creating a future, because this is the future in every way.
I'm hoping the mass will listen to this right now and listen to the sharing that you're giving, because it's true. What whoever we rub shoulders with, like Robin Sharma once said, that the best gift that you can give your child is to invite somebody who you really want to emulate to your dinner table. Get them in, hang out with the people that you want to become like.
Yeah, well, I had the opportunity. There's Khushbu online, and I said, if anybody meets Khushbu for more than 5 days, I'm sure that person is going to jump and dance and do a lot of things. She's very playful. Khushbu is there. She's saying, become. I had the opportunity to learn from one of my mentors at a very early age. And see, I forgot. I got Khushbu's topic and I forgot what I was about to say. Maybe it'll come to me.
It will.
See, she influenced me.
So it's great. Thank you so much, Khushbu. It's great that you're here right now. So if you have any question, go ahead and put it into the column, into the chat column right now. We want lots of hellos and highs coming in. And Khushbu said, just become. And it is true.
Yeah.
The more you listen in to conversation that awakens you, the more you listen in and do things that awaken you, that is what you become.
Yeah, I remembered what I was about to say. So Dick, my mentor with whom I learned NLP, he says you can learn from positives and positive experiences, and you can also learn from negative and negative experiences. And we were all curious in the class to know, how can we learn from the negative? He says, great, find out somebody who failed in business, who's behind on promises, and who's got screwed up relationship. Ask him, what did he do? And do exactly the opposite. We can always learn from failure. They say, I don't have too many successful people. No problem. Find out the negative one, see what he's doing, and do the opposite of it. See what got him there, and you know what to do the otherwise.
Love this. Khushbu Joshi says, the magnet concept, is it good or bad to become that magnet?
If you think the results that you're getting in life, you're happy with it, what you've become is good. If you think you're not happy with it, change is in your hand. Whether you like it or not, remember, you're always becoming a magnet for something. You're always influenced by something, with or without your knowledge. You're always influencing with or without your knowledge. We are magnets always. Whether we like it or not, we are. We are representations of something. Now, the question to ask is, am I happy with the magnet that I've become? If not, change it. And as long as it's working for me, don't touch it. Don't fix what's not broken.
Well,
we are all magnets.
I'm enjoying the fact that all of us have attracted this experience and become the magnet to get this experience into our awareness right now. We've got Delshad Master who's saying, hi, thank you so much. And actually, Delshad's just completed a course on NLP, and she is super excited to be here listening to you, Anil Thomas. So,
Hi,
Delshad,
Dilshad.
if you've got any questions, please go ahead and ask Master NLP trainer right here with us, Anil Thomas. It's amazing that there's so much that can that that can that can happen when we kind of put ourselves out there. Are you putting yourself out there, or are you scared to put yourself out there, Anil?
Whether or not we are putting ourselves somewhere, and if you're not putting ourselves out there where life is happening at the interface of life, wherever we are, that's our life. We cannot say I'm not going there. You are somewhere. That's where your life is happening. But life is going to call us at the interface. And are we going to chicken out? Because these are epic times, these are mythic times. And Judy, my another teacher, she tells me that the new heroes will rise here. You are given this opportunity to step into the interface where life is happening, to bring in yourself, your new self, your new resources, your new relations, your new goals, your new dreams, your existing psyche. Bring that to the interface where life is happening. Know your boundaries, know your negotiables, know your non-negotiables. वो कहता है ना कि सवाल पूछो कि कौन हो तुम और जाना कहाँ है. कभी तो पूछो कि जाना कहाँ है और किसको लेके जाना है, किसके लिए जाना है, और वहां क्या है जहां तुम जा रहे हो, और क्या बनाना चाहते हो वहां पर. These are questions on goals, life, psyche and relations. पूछो कौन हो तुम. And unless you're honest to these questions, you're just accumulating crowd and things. You're accumulating not people and relations, but you're accumulating crowd and things. And then it's like a bag with a lot of things. And then when the phone rings, you're going to dig in and pata nahi kahan hai phone. And then it's a mess because you've taken too many things in that.
So,
Sorry.
yeah. So we've got a
That
question
guy who,
here.
okay.
We'll get back to that. But there's a question that says, can you mention one thing that I can immediately change in my day-to-day life, from Delshad?
Start singing a song and look at your problem. Sing a song, look at your problem. Do a dance. There's wisdom in the body. Tap into that wisdom. Yeah, dance and see how things change. The way when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. If you were looking at it in a particular way, I'm saying dance and look, sing and look, hold somebody's hands and look, talk to somebody and look at that problem state. You see, you will now become more resourceful than before. And being resourceful is a strength. Being resourceful removes the objection which you had before when you were looking at the problem state. And that's the change. The somatic movement is the change. That changes so instantaneously. Pick out the photo of a moment in your life which was so amazing. Maybe your first relation, maybe your first kiss, maybe the first check, maybe that big thing that you did, maybe that long ride, whatever that was for you. Take out that photo, view that for a moment and see how the entire psyche changes, life changes, state changes. अब मुझे बताओ कितना टाइम लगता है ये चेंज लेके आने में. It's that quick that the change can be taken up. And that's our responsibility. We have that in us. Now, the question is, are we committed to the path? Are we committed to our own commitment? It's one thing to be committed to the goal, and it's a very important thing to be committed to the path. When you're committed to the path, doesn't matter whether adversities come or not, I'm committed to the path. I'll keep walking. When I'm committed to the goal, I lose sight of the path sometimes. So we need both.
Amazing.
At the micro level, we need commitment to the path. At a macro level, we need commitment to the goal. And at the meta level, we need commitment to the strategy. So it's micro, the macro, and the strategy which takes us there. We lose. We think it's one without the other. No, we need all. We need the path. We need the strategy. We need the goal. ये सब बनकर मिलकर
I I remember interviewing a free rock climber, and he's, one of the world class rock climbers. And he actually mentioned that he would plan where he wanted to reach, but when he was maybe 100 feet above ground, he wasn't thinking about where he wanted to reach. He just wanted to know where his next hand has to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
know where you want to head, know your goal. But when you're on the path, be aware of your step and the
Yeah.
strategy that you're going to take. Anil, this is amazing. Christina Braganza says that I love that when you change the way you look at things,
The things you
it
look at change.
look at
It's simple,
change.
right? There was somebody who came to me and said, I hate that guy, That's what she comes, and she was really abusing. And I hate that, whatever. Okay. And I said, great. Tell me 5 things that you enjoyed while you were there with him. Tell me 5 things that really made your relation amazing back then. You know, and she could change from how horrible he was or how pathetic he did what he did to why that was beautiful also. You see, we have the resources with us. We just need to change the frame, the focus where we are looking at. And as we change what we look at change.
So I'm taking off the judgment of fault finding and putting on the specs of appreciation,
Yeah.
and then whatever is in front of me,
Yeah.
is gonna, well, is gonna change because I'm finding the good. I'm finding the
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just
Wow.
changes. They say, yeah, and I think we can always see what we want to see as long as we've resolved our shit. But when we come in with unresolved shit, we see that on the outside also.
Yeah. Well, this is amazing. So we're taking back, getting up and starting out with movement and music or something that's truly nourishing you. We're changing the way we look at things that upset us by adding something that's truly nourishing to us while we look at that. And Anil Thomas, I'm going to ask you to share with us one tool, something that we can experience all of this information that you've given us. It's great. I've documented it all right here, but I want to experience it in my soma a little, in my body a little. So
Very simple. I say when you get up in the morning, begin your day with a song. A nice Bollywood song, I say. I think it's got every essence to churn up every part of your body, your somatic mind. Begin your
yeah,
day with that. At any point in time when you feel sucked in life, which life will suck you, life is out to get you. I think that was John Lennon. Even Judy used to say that life is out to get you. But when life gets you, what's your response to that? Your response to that is to step back a little, to close your eyes, and to think of the times that you are whole. Could be a time with your mom, could be your first love, could be your first business, could be the time that you were flying or you were scuba. Because you don't know, one of the many times that life gets you, one of that would be the last. You would be in that cycle or that cyclone, and maybe you'll never come back. We'll all experience that one last pull in this lifetime. And we don't know when that is, and we don't know how that will come. And therefore, every time life pulls us, make sure we look back with gratitude, because we never know whether or not we'll ever be able to look back after that.
wow.
So, so to have that resource with us to say, well, I have these 20 songs which I'll always listen to. I'll have these 20 people I'm always grateful to, my teachers, the giants on whose shoulders I stand, the children whose hugs I take, those plants that bloom me, those animals that kiss me, the waves that touch me, the sun rays that kissed me, and to believe in the pixie dust again, to believe in angels, tooth fairies, and Santa Claus again, because they're all real. To become a unicorn to somebody, to make a commitment that I'll be the unicorn to somebody. I'll be the secret Santa to somebody. because these are the joys of life, and to participate in these joys every time, and never to forget कौन हूं मैं और जाना कहाँ है, किसको साथ ले जाना है और कितना दूर जाना है. Because how much ever you go, there's always more to cover. So
Yeah.
to build a bridge which you will never cross, to be the good Samaritan to this world, that's giving back.
You have given us so much. I think you are kind of giving forward to us, because our future is going to be. I'm hoping that the lens that we're using to see the world right now are going to be changed a little bit because of the magic that you've added into us, that you've made us believers. So whoever's watching right now, share with us, what are you taking back? What are you going to definitely add to your life? How are you going to change the things you look at so that the things that you look at change? What is it that you're going to do? Go ahead and write right now. Ivana saying taking back lots and lots. Really amazing. Looking forward to many more. Well, you can reach out to Anil Thomas um, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, all social media, and just follow him, because he's every single day you will be inspired by the contribution that he will share so selflessly with all of you. And
And don't judge me with the other posts.
also, we're hoping that you're going to be singing, a song that makes you really happy, that you're going to, get to the drawing board and redraw the way that you
So
want
to
to.
everybody over there, give me one question. Let me ask them one question, Keisha, with your permission. That what's that
Yes.
one song that defines your life in the future? If there is one song that you could say that this is the song that defines your life, which is meaningful to you, what would that one song be? Think about it.
I'm thinking right now, and I know Celine Dion. Everybody else, go ahead, type. What's that one song that defines your life? That right now, type away. While you're doing that, I'm going to say mine is Celine Dion. I'm alive when you call on me, when you
You sing
read.
so well.
Yes, well, that's the song that plays, and before I get onto stage, I listen to this song. So when you're saying, my entire perspective changes. I could have
Yeah.
rushed in out of the sun. I could have, come in being upset and angry. I listen to the song and I'm ready to get out there and energize the crowd. Khushbu saying, because I am happy. Yes, Khushbu, and your joy is infectious. So we believe you completely, completely. Everybody
Yeah.
who's watching right now, Sandeep
Khushbu is
Gajapur.
crazy. Khushbu is
Yeah.
crazy. I put this on Facebook. One day she comes to the class late. I look at her and she says, "Don't worry, Anil sir. You continue teaching. You can talk to me later on." And she goes in. She's crazy. She's madness.
And joy.
She's fun.
Delshad
She's
says,
fun personified.
yeah. Delshad says, "Hai apna dil to avara."
So
Yes.
Avara. Yeah.
Yes, nice, nice. Thanks, Delshad. That's lovely. Top of the world, says Ivana. I'm at the top of the world. There's so much of
Yeah.
joy. Oh my God.
You see, that's all what it takes to change the state. And
True.
how, if there are four of us typing in, and how one song can influence us. We may not even be thinking of that song, but how we can borrow people's song, and not that somebody loses the song, but now there's two people singing the same song. So the songs we sing is the future of the world.
The songs we sing are the future of this world. So bring songs from the past. Bring
Yeah.
your anthem songs into the future. Get
Yeah.
down and write, document, because songs are actually documentation of the times. Write your songs. Send them out into the future. Anil Thomas, you have inspired us. I want to get up and do like when crazy shake. So everybody, shake your hands, shake your feet, shake your head. Get into this moment. Yes, truly, truly, truly. If there was anything holding you back,
Shake it
it's
off.
now. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. Create your non-negotiables. Write them down with the people who mean the most to you. So you can have non-negotiables for the family, have non-negotiables for yourself, things that you're going to hold on to. Make sure that you believe in magic and that you start your day with a song and with music. Be a believer right now. We are definitely going to go ahead and add some joy to your life by joining you every single weekend, Saturday and Sunday, 7 p.m. I'm hoping that you're going to join us. Let's go ahead and create the magic together, change the way we look at life, because then the life that we look at will change. Anil Thomas, thank you so much. You've been amazing. And to everybody who's watching right now, you have a choice. You have a choice to mind your health, or, well, I'm hoping you will. Go ahead and enjoy the wisdom that comes today. Share it, think about it, mull, enjoy a nice glass of water, and think about what just happened here, because I don't want this evening to end. But it's time for us to say thank you to Anil Thomas. You've been phenomenal.
Thank you,
One one
Keisha, for the opportunity.
one closing thought. Say that line for us, because uh,
Which
you know
line?
the one that talks about the change.
Change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. To look at just change. Yeah, it's worked immensely for me. Yeah,
So you
it's worked
so
immensely
hold
for me at least.
hold on to this magic. Anil Thomas, you've been phenomenal as always. Um
Thank you, Keisha.
Sending out a huge hug, lots of love, and a big hug. And to everybody who's watching, huge hug to you. We've got people who are saying that they've had, it's been a super positive time. Thank you so much, Sandy. Wonderful insights. And to everybody who's watching, make sure that you mind your health. You have the choice. Thank you so much, Anil Thomas.
Thank you.